It is first my pleasure to introduce Dean Christine Ortiz of MIT, our host organization today. Dean Ortiz is the Dean for Graduate Education at MIT and a professor of material science and engineering. As Dean, she is focused on recruitment and retention of underrepresented minorities in MIT's doctoral programs to great success. Most relevant to our program today, she is the founding director of the MISTI MIT-Israel program. As some of you may know, Professor Ortiz will be stepping down for her role as dean this month. But don't worry, she is embarking on another exciting adventure to create a new model of research university based on project-based learning, with special emphasis on providing access to underprivileged students. And as someone who was one of those underprivileged students, I thank you in advance. So please welcome Dean Ortiz to share with us a few reflections on her decade of work and leadership in advancing the relationship between Massachusetts and Israel. Dean Ortiz.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here today. It's wonderful to see everybody. As you heard, I'm very proud to be the founding director of the MISTI MIT-Israel program, which was started almost a decade ago. And so first, I also want to thank Governor Baker for joining us today, also Senator Mo Cohen, the Consul General Yakov, and David Goodtree, who invited me to talk today as well. So in terms of my history with Israel goes back many years. As a faculty member at MIT, my first interactions with Israel were all scientific through my research. And so it's hard for me to even remember the first time that I went to Israel, and I've lost count of how many times I've been there. But what struck me immediately was that I really wanted students to experience both the culture and the technical sort of environment as well as the entrepreneurship environment. And that was sort of the driving motivation to actually start MISTI Israel. And so when we started the program, it sort of immediately took off and grew. And it's essentially a program that places MIT students in research, doing research in Israel in the summers for 3 months, 6 months, and they work in companies as well as in universities. In fact, we have over 110 sponsors now who are hosting MIT students there. So we've sent over 500 students throughout these past years, and the students, I think one of the most amazing things about it is the students really come back with having a life-changing experience, and they continue to have interactions with Israel well after they come back. Many go back again, et cetera. And so we've placed students in there are students from undergrad all the way through postdoc, all different fields, all different disciplines, all different backgrounds, and all different types of projects. They also learn, they take classes in advance of going, so they learn all about Israeli culture, language, technology, the environment, history, current events, et cetera. And so it's a very integrative program that blends technology with all of the other aspects that they need to learn in terms of the broader context. And so more recently, we've added a MIT Israel seed fund that supports collaborations between MIT faculty and researchers and their counterparts in Israel. And now it's in its first year. There's 6 projects from 35 applicants, which is a very large number of applicants this year. And they're in all different fields, from hydropower to STEM education, so many different types of research. And we also have a separate seed fund that is between MIT and Ben Gurion University as well, and that has also a number of projects that are going, and this is going to continue as well. Last semester, we started a new course on Israel with Jake Cohen, who's here in the audience. So myself and Dean Cohen teach this class in the fall, and it's with the Sloan School of Management, and essentially it's a course where students learn about entrepreneurship in Israel. So they work in teams of 4 and 5, and they work with startups in Israel throughout the semester, and then we take them in January for a few weeks where they work on the ground, and we all go in January, and they work on the ground with these companies there. And the first class went really well. They really had a wonderful experience. Some of the students are here today. We had a wonderful time with them in January, and we're going to be doing it again this fall. So even though I'm on leave, I'm going to be helping out with it this fall. And it's already overbooked. We have 40 students this year already maxed out at the top enrollment. So we're really excited about that as well. It's another way to enable students to engage with Israel and to visit Israel as well. So I think that ultimately the message I wanted to send today is that academia and the higher ed system in the Boston area has a really important role to play in the relationship between Massachusetts and Israel. I think there's so many things that resonated with me initially as a scientist, as an engineer. So my work there, my research is on regenerative medicine, and of course there are huge areas of research there. I did my sabbatical in Israel, so I lived there for a number of months. And there's just so much opportunity in terms of the technical side of resonating with sort of the research that's going on in Massachusetts, and in particular at MIT. And so we have so many talented Israeli students that come to study as graduate students at MIT. I've had a chance to interact with many, many of them. We have postdocs, researchers, faculty, colleagues who are of mine, and so all of them have been a real plentiful source of founders for Massachusetts Israeli companies. And there's huge lists of these companies, so you can cite Akamai, Formlabs, OmniGuide, Rhythma Medical, RSA, Scitex, Super Pedestrian, and many, many others. And so we're really proud of all of our students and faculty who've been able to contribute in this way. And of course, and you'll hear a little bit in the reports afterwards, that many of these companies have led to enormous job growth in Massachusetts. So I think to conclude, there's been a long-standing history of successful intellectual research and business relationships, but there's an opportunity to do so much more. And I think that it's also so beneficial for our students in many, many ways to experience this kind of global education in Israel and to see what's really possible in terms of the culture and the research that's going there. It also really gives the students a really unique educational experience that brings together these aspects of study. And so with that, I'm really happy to think about, to learn more about and have the discussion on the 2016 Massachusetts Israel Economic Impact Study. And so I hope that, and I'm sure that this will continue to help us grow and flourish for many years to come. So thank you very much. Happy to be here. Welcome.